Hey there, my name's Aaron Bach. I'm the host of Journals Out Loud, the show you're watching right now. We answer questions from you. Write them in the comments. Send them in an email. Ask us on Twitter. We are waiting for you. There's also a blog, askjenny.tumblr.com. Check it out. That's where we get most of our questions from. There are questions to answer. There are people here. There are people
Easy
here.
now.
There are people here to answer those questions. How lucky are we? How lucky are you? To answer questions about flirting today, we've got Eddie.
Hello.
We've got Katie Michael.
Hey there.
We've got Autumn.
Your problematic fave.
We've got Tara.
Hi.
Hi. And we have no quality control, so let's head on out. First question. Exactly right.
Number
A lot of
one.
times when I go to the store or a restaurant, I see a cute guy working there, but I don't know if I should approach them. Am I allowed to flirt with a guy who's working and not on break, or
Hell yeah.
can that get him in trouble? And if so, how do I flirt?
Yes.
So,
Well,
let's
first
just
of all-
jump straight. I see a lot of hands going up. I'm gonna jump to
You're
Tara.
saying-
Wait a second.
No,
Okay.
Eddie,
All right,
go
you're
You're
ahead.
saying a lot of times. Are you like coming to my work all the time or something? What's going on
Aw,
here?
that's
No, I had
so
to say it. Had to. Go ahead, Tara. Go ahead.
But like,
Aww.
No,
Yes,
I was
Eddie,
just
it's
saying,
you.
okay.
You're the guy that she sees everywhere.
No, okay. So my thing is like you can totally flirt with people while they're at work.
For sure.
But I will say though, sometimes it is a little annoying, like if they're not like she was just growling. It was
Oh.
so funny. I don't know what she was doing.
I don't know what. Is
Luna had a
I'm
point to
so
make.
sorry.
Yeah, she did. Like what? Are you mad people are flirting with me? Huh? No, so she like it's okay to flirt, but like being a bartender, okay, people flirt, but I'm just like it gets really annoying. So you kind of have to figure out like if the person is kind of flirting
Into it
back
or
with
not.
you.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if they're not into it, it's just that, like you're going to annoy the crap out of them, and you don't want to be that annoying customer.
Because they
And-
are at work. So
Exactly.
it's like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, they could get themselves in trouble if they want to by flirting back, but you can flirt with them, but definitely read the room and be like, all right, is this like, am I annoying the person? And could I get them in trouble, or should I like keep going if they're
Because
doing it back?
Also remember, like, if you're at a restaurant or if you're at work or something, like, I mean, we're just gonna flirt with you to get more money out of you. So it's
To get
like,
that-
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
the
get that
tip.
paycheck.
The secret's out.
Oh.
Okay.
Now we all know.
Honestly, I
Now
mean-
we know.
No, oh my gosh. Okay,
That's
but like,
the truth.
yeah, it definitely like depends on the environment that you're in. Cause like,
I mean,
if it's
yeah.
like a Home Depot,
oh, well,
like,
yeah, of course.
Don't-
like,
But that's what she said, bar or restaurant.
bar or
Yeah,
restaurant. Yeah,
Oh,
they're probably
flirt with the Home
definitely getting
Depot
money
guy.
out
You'll
of
get
you.
a discount on your paint.
Yeah.
I know. I mean,
I
like,
think you mean a discount on your wood.
Oh!
Aaron Bach.
Whoa,
Aaron
is
Bach.
that dirty?
Aaron
Is
Bach.
that a dirty joke?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if YouTube censors it.
I'm blushing. Wow.
Comment down below and let us know what you think of that joke.
So cute.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
I
I'm
love
But,
it.
sorry.
but honestly, like if you think like you're getting an equal amount of reciprocational flirting back, I'd like go for it. Like,
Well,
you know, if you're at a
yeah.
Home Depot, like just like slide them a piece of paper like through the slats of the wood section, you know, like God, that sounded way dirtier than it was meant to.
I
I mean, that is
just
kinda
I made it
cute.
go there.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
No, if you want to flirt with them, though, some tips would be like asking them a question. You might actually know the answer, or you might not. But like,
Yeah.
go up to that person and strike up a conversation, and then through that, you can be like,
Or my personal favorite, which is
and then you guys exchange phone numbers, you get married, and then there's babies.
Autumn,
And
go
that's
for
the
it.
end.
I was
Autumn.
just gonna say my personal favorite icebreaker is saying, you know, like how much does a polar bear weigh? Like enough to break
the ice.
ice.
Whoa.
Oh.
Has that gotten me any dates? No, zero, none.
So
but it's a really
maybe-
good line that
maybe
starts
let's
friendships.
Not take that.
Friendships.
No,
It's
friendships.
friendships before
Okay.
relationships.
Oh yes.
Don't use that line
That
if you're
is so
serious on
funny.
this one.
Like,
Don't use that
no.
line.
Actually,
be
no.
Although
If you're serious,
conversational.
use that line because
Or-
someone awesome will say that's great. So there you
Exactly.
go.
Yeah,
right?
if you're,
Yeah.
if you're like funny and like you know that the other person's probably got like a pretty
I am
Yeah.
funny.
Goofy
I have a
sense of
great
humor.
sense of humor. Thank you.
You do.
yes.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I know you were
Oh,
agreeing. I was
All
just
right.
like,
So real quick, just to get a consensus so far, we flirt with someone at work, and
Yes.
then what happens is we see if they flirt back, and if
Yes.
they do, you're good. If they don't, then you know to probably let them do their job, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, great.
Right.
Now the next part is if this is okay, what is flirting in a workplace? I mean, like we kind of dabbled on it, but like if you're being really serious.
Smiling,
I mean,
like
there's
You-
some
you
there's
have to
some
just strike up
really
the conversation
solid
with a
eye
question.
contact. Like that's my go-to.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like
eye
you're
contact.
saying like across the aisle or something, and you're just like looking at something, and you look over, and if they look over, you've you've got that like
Ooh,
eye
But
contact.
then,
It's just-
yeah.
That
but then
moment.
like the smile down, you're like
yeah,
that
it's like,
type of thing.
whoa.
Like
and then
yeah,
you look
oh,
back, and then
yeah.
they're like, then yes, that is flirting.
Wait, did we
That
get-
is
did we get
flirting.
that on
That's
camera?
kind of cute.
That's definitely
sorta, kinda,
silent
kinda,
flirting.
sorta.
Do we get that flirt moment on camera?
Let's get
Do
a.
we-
All right, good.
Can you get that instant replay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a replay. It's a replay. Me at the end of the aisle, like, and then them at the end of the other aisle, like,
Oh,
That like right there.
So cute,
There it is.
yeah.
That's the look.
That's literally
like
what
scanning
you
just a plank of wood.
But yeah,
Yes.
flirting is okay. Just don't go too far
Yeah.
and don't get a little creepy and don't, get too
Definitely,
hands-on
like,
before.
definitely like
That's
don't
probably a
talk about
no-go.
stuff you shouldn't be talking about. Like,
Yeah, keep it light.
Keep
Keep
it
it
work
light.
safe.
Yeah, keep it fun.
Maybe don't make the
Fun.
wood joke that I made.
Yeah.
So
or
next
do.
up,
Are
Or
you in a
do.
Home
Or
Depot?
do.
no, that's only. Well, actually, you know what? Live your
As
life.
long as it's a joke, right?
your
All
life.
As
right.
long as
So next
Joking.
question, because I think we covered that.
Yeah.
How do you tell if a guy is flirting or just being friendly? Specifically, a guy who is single and around my age.
That's so hard.
It
really
is.
is. Because honestly, it happens a lot where you think somebody's flirting and then they turn around and they start dating somebody else and you're like, dang it. But at the same time, they could just be like flirting with you and also flirting with somebody. Like it's so hard to tell. Like, it really is.
Well, because they could also be flirting, but they could just be really bad at flirting too. And so
Yeah.
it's just like you're missing like all the signs and
Yeah.
stuff. Like
So-
you could be doing that.
So what I suggest is that there's really no way of like knowing if this person is flirting with you or not unless you take the next step of like the flirting process. So usually, you're flirting and then you take the step to where it's like, okay, I like you. And like telling the person that like
Yeah.
I'm not just being friendly, we're not just playing around, we're being cute, but like like I was actually flirting with you and now I like you. And then you could know, does he like you back?
But-
or does he
But
not?
you
I feel
also Go ahead.
Okay, I feel like there's like certain like signs that you can do where it's like the whole like the touch thing where like if you're
Yeah.
like oh my gosh, yeah, like that's so funny, and if they don't like kind of
Right.
like cringe or like go away, it's like okay, that person is interested. Now you just have to like that's when you have to do like it. Like you have to make a couple different moves to make sure you want to say the like, because if you just go in saying like I like you, but you're still kind of like in that flirting stage, it might be kind of awkward. But it's just if you're just like do you like me? Do you not like me? Like what's going on? Like once you get into like that state, you're just like oh, I'm just gonna freaking say it. Like that's
I have like
Yeah.
two tells. I have two tells to know
Okay.
if someone's flirting
Two
with me
tells and
for
a lie.
reals. But this
Oh.
is like specifically for me. So if you're really awkward and nerdy, this is probably it'll work for you too. But so like my first one is if they laugh really hard at really stupid jokes that you
Oh,
make, and
yeah,
not
yeah.
necessarily stupid jokes, but like really obscure jokes. Like sometimes like
Like the polar
Like-
bear joke.
the
Oh my
the
god.
polar bear joke, or like I make a lot of Shakespeare jokes and I think they're hilarious, but like
Yeah.
if other people who you don't really think know Shakespeare start like really laughing at your jokes, like really doing it, yeah, that's flirting. That's not
Very true.
friendly banter. And then my second one is like just like drop like a slight innuendo, like not like a really crazy one.
I thought
Yeah,
you were
no.
gonna say do the bend and snap.
That as well. The bend and
Oh
snap
my
works every
God.
time.
That's step number 4 on
Right.
the list.
No, definitely. It's definitely
like,
yeah.
if so,
that's a good
and
one.
if they like if they vibe really
something that has to do with like doing something other than a friendship type of thing.
Yeah.
So-
whether
Yeah.
it's like kissing or holding hands or like going out on a date.
Going on a
if
date,
it's-
yeah.
But you're like making
like
a
a date.
joke out of it or.
But also, like, if the guy asks to hang out, like, cause like a certain, like, if it's like a one-on-one type of thing, that's a thing to like keep in mind too.
Right.
If they do that,
I've
so.
never had a guy ask me to hang out. I've always had to make the first move.
No.
So
but
I
like
have to
that's
do that
also
by
like
myself.
as a guy
Guys are
like,
scared.
I love that.
They
Like,
are.
Well,
They're
I mean,
terrified.
yeah, but like
because
they
it
gotta
shows
do
like
that, though.
like it shows the guy that you're like you have like a strong interest in that, like,
Yeah.
because there's like a difference. A lot of guys are like a lot of people are playing and like having fun, but like
Yeah.
when you make that like initial move, like it's kind of like you're showing that you're interested, you're actually into them. But
Yeah.
another thing is like maybe don't get like too serious too soon, because then
yeah.
you could scare them
yeah.
away.
Right.
So actually, I learned a lot about like ways to discern attraction when I went to school and just research that I've done. I was a communication major, so like this is kind of my
researched
jam.
how to flirt. I just
I-
want everybody to
No,
be in
no,
the room.
and the
Google
sad
search
part
line,
is-
how to.
The sad part is I didn't even research how to flirt. I didn't even do that.
Oh,
All I
because
did.
you were just like a flirting expert.
No, because I sucked at it and there's no help for me. So
It's
basically,
okay, you're married now, so
exactly.
You're
So
good.
it's all resolved. So basically, yes. Basically, here are some key points straight from actual behavioral researchers that I've worked with and studied with. So along your lines, you were saying that if people laugh really loud to what you say, like that's a big deal. Well, you're right, but on a next level examination, it's not just if they laugh really loud. It's also if you're in a group setting, who's in a funny situation, the first person that they turn to see who's laughing. Because if that person is you, odds are they're looking for your approval, right? Like, oh, if I think this is funny, they also better think that it's funny.
Like subconsciously, like your first look is to look to the person you're interested in. I can see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest ones. Of course, we already talked about touch. If you can make an excuse in your head or in their head to reach out and touch you in some friendly way, right? Like that's a big deal. Like that's going to be a huge indicator that they're willing to push past friendly barriers to something more. And if you do that and they find that to be acceptable, then that's also kind of along the same line. So those are two key issues. I'm gonna not give away all the secrets. You got to keep watching more episodes. But that's a first step, and I've got a lot more coming. So keep asking about flirting. Keep asking about attraction. I will have more answers for you.
Please, for my
flirting
sake,
is nice.
for
Flirting,
science.
it's normal. It's a
Flirting
normal
is fun.
thing. Like, don't be like afraid to flirt. Flirting is normal. Just don't go like too far and be awkward or strange.
I
Exactly.
am.
And
I am awkward.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
just be nice and be real. Be yourself. And
Exactly.
That's
And
You
if
want-
that's
'cause-
awkward, that's okay.
Yes,
That's okay,
because you want to be
yeah.
liked for you, or else you're just going to be sad later.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. That's so true.
On that note, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys all so much for all your input and feedback on all this. We actually have one more question, which we'll get to next time on the next flirting episode. Please put your questions into the
time.
comments. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on askjenny.tumblr.com, and we will see you very shortly.
And flirt
right
with us
here.
in the comments down below. Yeah! Bye.